Ayo, what is good, YouTube man? It's your boy, Crackman Stevie Brown. I'm back with another banger, bro. Now listen, bro, for today's video, I decided that I wanted to give y'all something a little bit different, like always. I wanted to give y'all one tip for every single character in Multiversus. Now, clearly, these tips, obviously, if you main a character, some of these tips might be useless to you because you don't use the character, but I'm telling you, if you watch this video from beginning to end, you'll learn something about your character and other characters as well. But look, let's get right into it. Alright, now starting this video out with Morty, of course, there's not really too many things that I can tell you about Morty, but one thing is with his grenades, you do way less damage if you don't like shoot the grenade like when it's right next to them. It doesn't really matter what the time duration says, as long as you shoot the grenade when it's next to them, boom, bam, bow. And especially if you throw 3, it does way more damage. I just need y'all to know that and understand that right now. Next character on this list is Shaggy. I have to go over Shaggy. Now, obviously, since he has a basic kit, the best thing that stands out on his character is his ability to charge up. Not only can you charge up his, throwable projectiles and make them bigger, you can also make all your special attacks way stronger. Rather than like his, basic special attacks, which is kind of, soft when you're doing them. When you charge up, it does way more damage. As y'all can see on the screen, ground pound does way more damage if you charge it up. With Batman, the only true tips I can tell y'all is him being as fast as possible, like probably one of the fastest characters in the game, with his battering and his bat bomb. Mainly his battering, it's the best projectile in the game, and it also comes back basically instantly. So make sure you're throwing your projectile all the time. And also, one more thing is, if you have on this bounce ring perk, when you throw the battering and it comes back, it does a full max stack of weakened damage. That's a quick tip I wanted to tell you about. Now, Harley Quinn, she doesn't really have no like combat things I want to talk to you about. Was one thing with her little jump box that a lot of people don't know is if you run out of jumps and specials and dodges, you can use her little box to get a full-on reset on your abilities. It's probably the best thing in the game, especially for people that like playing off map. Pretty fire. Now for Arya, there's nothing I can really say too much about Arya, but one tip is when you're in the air and fighting and doing all your combos or whatever it may be, her main strong suit is her in-air attack or her in-air special. These two moves are her best things she can kill with. I'm telling y'all, she might one thing about her character is she is the lightest character in the game, which is kind of a high downside, but if you're using her in-air attack and her in-air specials correctly, you should have no problem. Now with Finn, I could obviously go over his story and something for y'all, but like that's kind of mid, I'm not gonna lie. And I can go over his gym, but his main strong suit on his character is edge guarding the edge with his character. I feel like he does edge guarding almost better than every other character in the game besides Jake and Wonder Woman. His edge guarding is actually immaculate. Like, you could just sit here, and if they're trying to get back on the map, you can basically just finish them off, just down attack. But look, next person is Jake. Now, Jake's is not too much that effective, but when you basically smash down to the ground with your down special attack in the air, you can basically block out all projectiles and bounce them back to the enemies, which is pretty fire in my opinion. A lot of people don't know about that, but it's pretty fire. And also, one more thing is, when you're in that state, you can make people bounce on top of you and you can hit them, like get a free hit off of them, and whatever the case may be. It's pretty fire in my opinion. A lot of people don't know about that either. Now with Garnet, bro, she's pretty simple, similar to Jake, but hers is even more fire in my opinion. Now, this isn't really that effective unless they're shooting projectiles at you. You can basically hit the projectiles back once you activate your, music technique. You can, stop the projectiles from hitting you, and you can bounce them back. You can hit them if you get too close to the projectiles as well. Also, next, Superman. Like all the other characters, he doesn't have too many tips that are actually good, but one tip I can give y'all is in-air combat is the main thing you want to be focusing on his, on his character. In-air combat is crazy. You can kill like 20 people on 20 health, 10 health, 30 health, and him having moves, a whole moveset which allows him to fight more in the air and get him off the ground is even more good. Now, Wonder Woman, one useful tip that a lot of people do not know about on Wonder Woman, which is kind of crazy to me, is even if you have on her grapple of Hermes perk or not, as long as you're on the side of the map, you can stop people from basically, spiking you off the map if you use her lasso to stop them from hitting you. It's a really, really good, move that a lot of people are sleeping on in this game, and it's kind of crazy. Also with that, she has one of the best spikes in the game, so along with Finn and Jake, you are probably one of the best edge guarders in the game if you know what you're doing. Along with her lasso, stopping them from hitting you, and you can also hit them, through the stage if you aim it correctly at them. It's pretty fire. Now, next character I have to go over is Raindog. Now, Raindog, he's really self-explanatory. If you just hop on Raindog, you already know what I'm about to talk about. He's basically able to pull his opponent, his teammates towards him and save them from falling off the map. Not himself clearly, but you can pull your teammates towards you and save them from falling off the map. Also, if you roll into a ball, your teammates can throw you. I just wanted to throw this little tip in there. It's not really that much useful, but it does do a nice amount of damage to enemies once you throw your opponent. Now with Taz, along with a lot of other characters in the game, he doesn't have any real good tips, but one good tip I can tell you about is, since he's a horizontal character, unlike any other horizontal character in the game, his knockback damage on the horizontal plane is way stronger than any other character in the game. So on Taz, I recommend y'all go more so for like horizontal hits and everything like that. Now with Tom and Jerry, obviously Jerry is his super strong suit, but one thing I want to tell you about, what a lot of pro players aren't telling you about, is putting down his little rat trap and shooting Jerry at his opponents. This is basically unfair because you can put it down anywhere. Now, I would go over his dynamite technique where you can split it into 3, but I don't think that's more effective than this little move right here. Now, with Bugs Bunny, as I said, there's not too many things I can tell you about besides, being able to aim his, what is that thing called? His box or 10? I don't know. His safe anywhere. There's not like anything I can really tell you about him besides being able to aim his safe however I want to. Other than that, y'all can copy this combo I'm doing on the screen. It's pretty fire. It's mainly the most basic, Bugs Bunny combo that you see every single Bugs Bunny doing in the game. But anyway, bro, on to the next character. Steven Universe. If y'all are running Steven, try to play on a map which has more, projectiles you can bounce them onto and stuff like that. The only real map like that in the game right now is probably Scooby-Doo's Mansion. This has way too many spots where you can bounce people off of, the stage with, and also use your shields to its abilities. You can bounce people off the map. You can, it's a lot you can do with this shield. Use that to your ability. I know, it's a lot of difficult. I know it's a little bit difficult, but once you fully get used to bouncing people off of the stage and stuff, it becomes really useful. Use that to your advantage to bounce people off of stuff. It's really clean. Now, next character, Iron Giant. Being that you are the heaviest character in the game, yes, the heaviest character in the game, please note that taking damage is literally in your arsenal. This is a huge tip for Iron Giant, especially if you're playing 2s. Try taking the most damage as possible, because not only are you basically walking damage, you get the most damage, but you can take the most, hits. Now with Velma, besides edge guarding with her little light bulb, she does have a pretty fire little technique when you're playing 2s. If you, mark your teammate, not only can you basically shoot your, text boxes to other people and it bounces off your teammate, it also, you can use your megaphone to basically shoot your megaphone through your teammates to another person, and it heals them at the same time. So that's kind of fire if y'all know what y'all doing with it. So if y'all not doing that, I don't know what y'all are doing. It's kind of crazy, but it's pretty fire. There's not really too many tips I can give y'all on Velma. All her moves are really self-explanatory, but I know a lot of people that are getting into Velma really don't know that. Now with Lebron, one thing I can tell you about is basically just throwing his ball over and over again at a person, basically making them rage. But look, that's not really a real tip. So real quick, I'm gonna show y'all something real quick with in teams with LeBron, which is kind of his most fire thing on his abilities in my opinion. Basically, you can throw the ball to your teammate, and as long as they're doing a hit or something, you can basically dash towards the ball and do a slam dunk. I'm about to show y'all this right now. As soon as my dumb self fixes this, I'm literally I don't know what I was on, but yeah. This is coming to the end of the video, as y'all can see right here. Once y'all throw the ball at your teammate and they do a attack, As long as you dash towards the ball over in triangle, that is, you can basically slam dunk it into the enemy, which is pretty fire. A lot of people don't even know about that, and it's kind of crazy. But look, that is one tip for every single character in Multiversus. If y'all did enjoy it, bro, go ahead and drop a like on the video. Like, what are you actually doing? Like, go ahead and drop a like a video and actually subscribe. But anyway, bro, I'm out. Peace.